Here's how you can create a discussion post. So when you are in your Canvas shell, you go to discussions, and then it'll load. What you will see is this here. It says pin post, and it's pretty self-explanatory with the explanation that maybe there's one that you created a while ago, but you want to bring back up to the front. So you just drag existing posts and put them here so that they're always at the top. Or here, ones that are closed for comments. Maybe they're ones that you want to make sure nobody can keep commenting on. Maybe on week 1 you had a discussion post, and on week 4 you realize students are still commenting, and because you're no longer looking at it, they are getting away with who knows what. So you could close it for comments so they can't comment anymore. And then, of course, just here's a list of all the discussion posts. You could, once you start having a whole bunch, you could search for them based on what they are called, or by author, but by author is going to be explained when I show you how to create one. So then what you do is obviously go to discussion. But first, there's also settings on specifically discussion posts. So you will see for student settings, students can create discussion topics, they can edit and delete their own posts, and they can attach files to discussions. You might not want to create discussion topics unless you want them to be able to post something. Maybe this is like later on with an assignment and you assign group projects, and on week 4, group 1 is supposed to post a discussion question and lead the discussion. So they are allowed to create topics. I personally think that's probably not the best idea. And then, of course, if you do have multiple people posting, then you could search by their names. But we're not going to do that. So discussion post, how to create one. You open this here, just like everything else. For pages and assignments, you title it something. Then you can do whatever you want here. You can type something, you can embed something, attach something, whatever. Do you want it to post everywhere? So to all your sections of your class, if you have multiple classes, multiple sections, or not. Do you need to attach something? And then here's a part that matters. So allow threaded replies, and users must post before seeing replies. I personally always have those 2 checked, because to me the whole point of discussions is discussing and engagement, so that doesn't work unless they're allowed to reply to each other. But in theory, you could post a question, require each of them to create a comment as like a Q&A, but they can't comment on each other. And then users must post before seeing replies. I personally like that because then they have to come up with their own thoughts before they can see what anyone else has come up with. Then you could click graded if you want it to be graded, and then it's the same as everything else. Points, how is it displayed, categories, or it's not graded. It's dealer's choice, really. You could, I guess, apparently allow them to like each other's posts, but this isn't Facebook and social media, so I'm not going to do that. And then that's available from or until, so that could be when is this posted, when does it close. Might be helpful because then, just like with assignments, you don't want them to be able to upload after a certain date. And then once you are done, you would hit save and publish, and that's how you create a discussion post. So now I'm going to show you what a finished one looks like. So I only have one that exists right here, introduce yourself, movie poster style. So when I open it, this is what I see. I made this a graded one out of 15 points. I gave a whole bunch of details on what I want. What I did is I have a hyperlink to a template, and I asked them to fill out that template. And then the template includes these things here. Step by steps. Because it's a discussion post with replies, I also stated this step here. Once you have posted reply to the assignment, you will be able to see all of the posts. You must comment reply to at least 2 classmates, look over their movie posters, and answer the following questions for each post you comment on. And therefore, or I also added the disclaimer of remember that all discussion posts are about being respectful and engaging. Let's start this year off right. It's going to be stressful enough without people making inappropriate and disparaging remarks. Allow me to trust you. And then in true Miss G fashion, I have a sample. If you want to know about this assignment, I can tell you, but I don't want to waste your time with this video. But in theory, they can look at this here. And then what it is they would hit reply. And then they would type their reply, which would be them posting their own poster, and hit post. So here is my poster, in theory. Okay. And now they would be able to see everyone else who's replied. And also now they can reply to the specific one. So to do that second part, they'd hit this reply. Cool poster. And now the way it looks is I see that one person has made a post. One person has replied to that post. Now if I had a second student post something, awesome assignment, now you can see the difference. There's a gap between. So now I know there are two different posts, aka two students have posted, and one has already replied to another. So that is in theory what this assignment looks like. But now I'll show you specifically student view. So if I go back and I click student view, and then I go to the discussions. They can't see pinned posts because there's nothing pinned. They can see that there might be stuff that's closed for comments, but there's nothing there yet. And something that teachers don't have but students do, as you can see right here, it says that there are 3 unread and 3 replies. So this is like when a student posts something, they can then see what has happened since then. And they could see that, oh, there are 3 new posts that I could read and reply to. Especially when you have that overachiever that posts right away and now has to come back in order to hope that people have made up new posts so they can comment. But they would open it. They can read everything. They can open the template. It will eventually load. But it's going to be, for a student, it'll be in view form and they have to make a copy. Because I am the student and it's my document, it's already shared. But for them, it'll say view only and they have to make a copy before they fill it out. And then they see the instructions, keep going. Oh, look, the teacher is weird and apparently dresses like the Joker. And they don't see anything of those posts because I clicked that they have to reply before they can see stuff. So, okay, reply. This is weird. Post their reply. And now they can see all the other posts. And now they can comment on each other's. So I love discussion posts. They were pretty much for online the only way to do participation. Everybody watch this video. List what you saw from it. Everybody read this article. Post one question. This is a way to do peer review as well. So you could have everyone post their rough draft and then assign people drafts to read. So then they go through, find that person, read it, add their comments here. This could be a way to do group work. So you create a discussion post per group, and then you can monitor them. There's a lot of potential with discussion posts, so they may seem overwhelming, but they are pretty awesome. But that is how to create one, so I hope that helped.